Hello and welcome to this video, and we're going to examine a really useful grammar tool for you to use in business English. And this grammar is what I would call the third conditional. Now the third conditional is all about the past, and it's about looking at past actions and talking about the results of things that we can't change now. And we form it, there are two parts to the sentence. And the first part is formed with if. And the if part of the sentence is put into what we call the past perfect. Now the past perfect in English is really easy. It's had and the past participle. And that doesn't change. I had, you had, we had, you had, he had, she had, it had. Pretty easy. And then in the second part of the sentence, we talk about what the results of the actions in the if part of the sentence, and we use would plus have plus the past participle. So if I had gone, past perfect, I would have seen him. Now grammatically, it might look a little bit complicated, but it's really not too difficult. As I said, the past perfect is pretty easy to form. And we just have to remember would plus have plus the past participle. The past participle in general in English, again, is not really difficult. Visit, visited, walk, walked, prevent, prevented, just with the ed ending. We just have to watch out a little bit for those irregular past participles. So see, seen, go, went, speak, spoken, write, written. But although it's not too difficult to form, this is really useful. And it's really useful because in business English, what we often have to do is evaluate and analyse things that happened in the past. So for example, if we had done that earlier, we would have got a larger share of the market. I can reimagine things. I can reimagine actions in the past. So if we had done that earlier, we would have got a larger share of the Asian market before our competitors. Now this is so important because there are many parts of management where we have to analyse and we have to evaluate things that happened in the past. And two of the typical examples of this would be, for example, project management and crisis management. So when I've done a project, one of the last stages of project management is that I have to sit down and document what happened in the project. And in this, I'm evaluating and I'm analysing what went right and what went wrong in the project. And this helps with future actions because I can evaluate what went right, and we can use those things in the future or maybe improve on them. And I can analyse and evaluate what went wrong, and I can get rid of those wrong actions in the future and put in actions that will improve the situation. It's also a very typical part of, as we saw before, crisis management in the same way. There's a crisis management team. They put their plan into action. And one of the last stages of crisis management is to document and again to evaluate and analyse what happened in the past. Another thing we can do as well with the third conditional is also we've got this would plus have plus the past participle. We can also substitute the word would with could or might, and that gives a little bit of a different feeling to the sentence. So if we had done this, this would have happened. This is quite definite in feel. If I change the word to could, it changes a little bit in feel. It maybe sounds like maybe yes, maybe no. So if we had done this, this could have happened. And if I use the word might, I feel that it sounds a little bit more indefinite. If we had done this, this might have happened. So let's have a look at another 5 examples of these kinds of sentences. So again, analysing and evaluating the past and improving actions in the future, and reimagining what could happen in the future. So if you had written the reply earlier, we would not have lost the client. If I had prepared the presentation more thoroughly, I wouldn't have been so nervous. If the marketing department had addressed the reports, we would not have faced this crisis. If we had employed the other candidate, and then using could to change it a little bit from would, we could have avoided this problem. And then changing again to might, again giving a little bit of a different feel to the sentence, the results might have been very different if we had had a contingency plan. So let's look at some further examples from crisis management, and this time let's see if you can put these sentences into the third conditional. So let's start with the first one. If the oil company, using the verb conduct, thorough safety inspections and preventative measures, the oil spill, and then using not occur in 2010. Well, my solution to this would be, if the oil company had conducted, again it's very easy, had and the ed ending, thorough safety inspections and preventative measures, the oil spill might not have occurred in 2010. If the car company, stricter, using the verb implement, stricter emissions testing and ethical practices, they, then using the not face, the negative, the scandal which severely damaged their reputation. A couple of seconds for you to do that. And here is my solution. If the car company had implemented stricter emissions testing and ethical practices, they, using the negative, they wouldn't have faced the scandal which severely damaged their reputation. My third example, and this is a real example, this is from the, if you're looking at crisis management, the Tylenol is a really, it's a real case that happened in 1982, and sometimes it's a go-to case when talking about crisis management in management schools. So this is from this example. If Johnson and Johnson, using the negative not act quickly to recall Tylenol products in the 1982 tampering incident, they, and then using the verb meet, even greater public outrage and legal consequences. Again, give you a couple of seconds to do that. And here is my solution. If Johnson and Johnson hadn't acted quickly to recall Tylenol products in the 1982 tampering incident, they might have met even greater public outrage and legal consequences. Next example, if the consultancy, using the verb use, stronger cybersecurity measures, they, then using the verb prevent, the massive data breach in 2018. If the consultancy had used stronger cybersecurity measures, they, and then using could, they could have prevented the massive data breach in 2018. And then the last example, if the company, using the verb address, reports earlier and more transparently, they, and then using not experience, such a significant crisis affecting both their brands and sales. If the company had addressed reports earlier and more transparently, they might not have experienced such a significant crisis affecting both their brands and sales. And then here's an overview of all 5 examples. Now that we've practiced this a few times, I'm sure that you also appreciate that it's not really difficult to form the third conditional. But as we've seen in the examples, it's a very useful and very beneficial point of grammar to master in your business English. And now that you've done a few examples, I hope that you've got to grips with this and you can use it in your business English classes and in any exams or any reports that you write. Thank you very much for listening to this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.